Welcome to this one-day match between Australia and England at the Oval. So the outcome is that England have elected. There are a few clouds about joining me, and here come the teams. So let's take a look at the teams. Australia are about to start their innings. Gilchrist facing. That's a big hit. It'll go all the way. Gilchrist absolutely smashed that for 6.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
Picked up very early by Gilchrist. Kirtley to bowl to Gilchrist. That's a good shot. Well, that isn't the place to bowl at this batsman.
What a perfect example of the cover drive. Feet in the right position, hands, watch the ball right onto the bat. Perfect follow through.
That's over the rope. 6 runs off Kirtley.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
Gilchrist waiting at the striker's end. It's straight to a fielder. 20 runs came from that over for Australia.
That's a really good start to the innings by Australia.
He's cleared the infield. 4 runs. Those are the first runs for Hayden.
A bit uppish, but safe enough. 4 runs.
Anderson to Hayden. Clark is chasing that one. He's got it into the gap. There's just one there. Anderson to bowl to Gilchrist. Stopped by Kirtley. Anderson to Gilchrist. Stopped in the covers. Gilchrist waiting at the striker's end. Giles is after it.
Yeah. No.
The sweeper picks up. Gilchrist has said no to another run. 6 runs were picked up from that over by Gilchrist. Kirtley at the start of his run-up. Stopped in the covers. Kirtley continues. Kirtley to bowl to Gilchrist. It's straight at Vaughan. Gilchrist facing. It's straight to a fielder. Kirtley continues. There it goes. Clark is in pursuit. Clark is underneath it and takes it comfortably.
That early breakthrough will really get the bowler's tails up.
Kirtley gets his first wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. Gilchrist is finally out for 21.
He'll be kicking himself about that dismissal. He really didn't play that ball very well.
That's cleared the infield. Kirtley is not impressed.
He picked that up nicely, and it's got him 4.
And the end of the over. Stopped by Solanke. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Hayden facing. It's straight at Kirtley. Anderson to bowl to Hayden. Pushed into the gap. Hayden very quickly onto that one. Anderson continues. Up and over and 4 runs. Really struck that well.
He hit that over the field superbly. Run!
1 run to Hayden. That over cost 5 runs. That's a huge 6. Hayden has now moved into the 20s.
It doesn't really matter if it goes in the air if you hit it that far.
Kirtley to Hayden. Kirtley continues. Kirtley to bowl to Hayden. McGrath is out of that one. One more for Hayden. It's straight at Vaughan. Kirtley continues. Clark is after that one. Turned off his hips. Two runs to Ponting. 45 overs are left in the innings. That's gone a long way. The 50 is up for Australia.
Another one of those, and this bowler could be out of the attack.
McGrath is after it. One more to Hayden. Australia will be pleased with the start to the innings. Ponting facing. Stopped by Solanke. Anderson continues. Anderson to Ponting. That's over the infield and racing away for 4. Super shot by Ponting.
Over pitch to him, and you can guarantee it'll get punished.
9 runs came from that over.
Australia are off to a flying start here. If they can keep it going, they're in for a large total.
Stopped in the covers. Kirtley to bowl to Hayden. Hayden facing. Johnson is chasing that one. Just 1 run.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about that one. Misfields are infuriating for the bowler.
Anderson is in pursuit. They've turned that into 2. That's good running. Clark is not going to reach that. He found the gap with precision.
Yes, that was a lovely shot. He will have enjoyed that one.
It's high in the air. Giles is chasing that one, but it'll drop safely. Collected by Giles. 2 more for Ponting. 5 runs came from that over for Australia.
That's a really good start to the innings by Australia.
Anderson continues. He goes over the top. Picked up very early by Hayden.
A bit uppish, but safe enough. 4 runs.
Hayden facing. Giles is in pursuit. A single to Hayden. Hit straight at Clark. Anderson continues. Just push back past the bowler.
That could prove very costly later in the match.
Johnson is after it. Johnson out there in the deep. That's 2 more runs on the board. Hit straight to a fielder. 7 runs came from that over by Anderson.
Some exciting batting so far today. That's what the crowd came here to see.
He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs. This partnership is now 53.
What a good placement. No one at home. Over the top for 4.
4 byes to be added to the total.
You can't afford to give the batting team gifts like that. 4 byes don't look good on the scorecard.
Stopped by Solanke. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. An easy single there to Hayden. Curtly to Ponting. Play it away with comfort. That's racing away to the square leg boundary. He couldn't resist hooking, but it came off.
What a good hook shot. Got on top of it, kept it down, and beat the fielder too.
13 runs were picked up from that over by Ponting.
England can't afford to give away that many runs.
Vaughan is after that one, pushed into the gap. Picked up by Vaughan. They've turned that into 2. That's good running. A cracking stroke. Partnership between these 2 is now worth 68.
He picked his spot well there, a glorious boundary.
Hayden facing. He's cleared the infield. 4 runs. Flintoff is not impressed.
Well, it was in the air, but there's no one there. No risk.
Flintoff to bowl to Hayden. Giles to that one. The fielder will cut that off. Giles reaches it before it crosses the boundary. That moves the score into three figures for Australia. Stopped by Vaughan. And the end of the over. Hit straight at Clark. Curtly to Ponting. Curtly continues. Played into the gap. That brings up the 100 for Australia. Hayden facing. Stroke through the covers. That's racing away to the cover boundary. That brings up the 100 for Australia.
That was a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there. The runs are flying at a good rate here. Good work being displayed at the crease by Australia.
Flintoff continues. Flintoff to bowl to Ponting. Up and over and 4 runs. Really struck that well.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Ponting waiting at the striker's end. Giles got after it, turned off his hips. Hit straight to a fielder. One more to Ponting. Hayden facing. Stopped in the covers. That over cost 5 runs.
Australia are showing off some delightful stroke play today, and the run rate is ticking along well.
Curtly continues. He smashed that away. Magnificently cut away for 4 by Ponting.
Well, you don't see that shot played much better than that.
That's a big hit. It's 6. Ponting absolutely smashed that for 6.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
Played off the back foot. Just 1 run. Stopped in the covers. Hayden facing. .37 overs are left for Australia.
Some good attacking batting here by Australia.
Flintoff has got him.
He played completely down the wrong line and it made a mess of the stumps.
Flintoff gets his first wicket. This was how the innings ended for Ponting. Ponting is making his way back to the pavilion.
That's not a good way to get out, and that will be playing on his mind.
Great shot by Martin. Martin very quickly onto that one.
The bowler can't have too many complaints about seeing that ball disappear to the boundary.
Pushed through the covers. That was a real textbook shot.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
It's straight at Giles. Flintoff continues. Just push back past the bowler.
That could prove very costly later in the match.
Super shot by Martin.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Stopped by Vaughan. 12 runs came from that over for Australia.
This quick run rate will ensure they set the opposition a big target, as long as this can last the innings.
He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
It's straight to a fielder. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Stopped in the covers. Curtly continues. That's 4 more. That was beautifully turned off his legs before.
That was a beautifully played leg glance. Right off the face of the bat, just turning the wrists as it got to him.
Stopped by Johnson. Hayden facing. That's over the infield and racing away for 4.
A bit uppish, but safe enough. 4 runs.
35 overs are left in the innings. Flintoff continues. Giles is not going to reach that. He cut that one with great power.
That was good cricket from the batsman. He placed it, didn't try to hit it too hard.
Flintoff continues. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Flintoff. Australia have taken their total on to 155.
He scores a lot of his runs through the covers.
The bowling figures for Flintoff. 4 overs, 0 maidens, 1 for 39.
Australia are really taking the attack up to the bowlers, and the run rate reflects this.
Curtly to Hayden. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. He's cleared the infield. 4 runs. Hayden takes his score to 71.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
Picked up very early by Hayden.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
One run to Hayden. Hit straight at Anderson. 9 runs came from that over. That one's gone to the fence. He must be starting to think of 3 figures now.
What a good hook shot. Got on top of it, kept it down and beat the fielder too.
He's got hold of that one out of the ground. These two have now put on 50 for the 3rd wicket.
That's a demoralising sight for any bowler, seeing the ball sail over the fence.
Run!
That takes his score into the 90s.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
Hayden facing. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Flintoff. He really struck that well.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
That's cleared the rope. 6 runs. There's his century.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
Hayden facing. Oh, that's a really superb shot.
That looked like 4 the moment he struck it.
30 runs were picked up from that over by Hayden.
His skipper won't be too pleased with him after that over.
Stopped in the covers. Curtly continues. Just 1 run. That's racing away to the square leg boundary. That was a brilliant hook shot.
Really good shot there. Nicely timed and picked the gap perfectly.
Curtly to Hayden. Johnson, that one, steered expertly into the gap. Australia move on to 200. Curtly with the final ball of his spell. Hit straight to a fielder. 6 runs came from that over by Curtly. Flintoff is not impressed.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
These 2 players have now put on 89.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
That's in the stands. 6 runs. Hayden absolutely smashed that for 6.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
Flintoff to Hayden. Super shot by Hayden.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Stopped in the covers. 30 overs are left for Australia.
England can't afford to give away that many runs.
The fielder will cut that off. That takes the partnership between these two batsmen past 100. It's been great entertainment for this crowd. McGrath is chasing that one. Lay it away with comfort. They've turned that into 2. That's good running. Stopped by Trescothick. Hayden facing. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Anderson continues. That over cost 3 runs.
The runs are flying at a good rate here. Good work being displayed at the crease by Australia.
It's straight at Trescothick. Flintoff continues. Stopped in the covers. Flintoff to bowl to Martin. Giles is not going to reach that. Martin very quickly onto that one.
It was a good shot, but the bowler shouldn't be bowling at him there.
Stopped by Anderson. Flintoff to Martin. Giles is in to shoot, forced off the back foot. Giles cuts that off. A couple there to Martin. Stopped in the covers. 6 runs came from that over for Australia. Reed is after it, turned off his hips. Fielded down at fine leg by Reed. 2 more to Hayden. There it goes. It's in the air, but it's 4 runs. That was a superb placement.
What a good placement. No one at home, over the top for 4.
Hayden waiting at the striker's end. He's got that one over the infield and away for 4.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Edged through the slips.
He'll be looking long and hard at the captain after that. If only a fielder had been there.
Anderson continues. Flintoff is after it. That's 2 more runs on the board. Over the top and away for 4.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
Anderson was expensive in that over.
That was an expensive over for England.
through the covers. Martin has said no to another run. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Flintoff.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
Flintoff continues. It's straight to a fielder. Flintoff to bowl to Hayden. That's over the infield and racing away for 4.
Well, it was in the air, but there's no one there. No risk.
Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Flintoff to Hayden. Picked up very early by Hayden.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
Bowling figures for Flintoff. 8 overs, 0 maidens, 1 for 110.
He didn't keep it very tight during that over at all.
Stopped in the covers. Anderson continues. Reed is over that one. Played into the gap. A single to Martin. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Left off his legs. Just 1 run. That takes the partnership between these 2 batsmen past 153. They've batted really well.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
And the end of the over.
Australia
Are really taking the attack up to the bowlers, and the run rate reflects this.
That's cleared the infield. That takes his score to 176.
He picked that up nicely, and it's got him 4.
Flintoff to Hayden. He's smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. Really struck that well.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Hayden facing. Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Three bowlers have now been used by Vaughan. Anderson to bowl to Martin. Anderson continues. Not time perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. One more for Martin. Kirtley is chasing that one, pushed into the gap. There's just one there. Up and over and 4 runs. Anderson is not impressed.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Partnership between these two is now worth 171.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
10 runs came from that over by Anderson. Johnson to bowl to Hayden. That's a huge 6. Well, that was 6 as soon as he hit it.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
Hayden waiting at the striker's end. Kirtley is in pursuit. What a superb catch that is.
That was a lazy shot. He didn't get over it at all.
Johnson gets his first wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. So then, that's the end of Hayden. Stopped in the covers. Johnson to Lehman. Anderson to that one. Play it away with comfort. One run to Lehman. 7 runs were picked up from that over by Lehman. It's straight at Johnson. Anderson continues. Oh, that's a really superb shot. Australia have taken their total on to 303.
Oh, great shot. That was 4 from the moment it left the bat.
Stopped by Trescothick. Anderson to Lehman. Anderson continues. Stopped in the covers. Anderson to bowl to Lehman. Stopped in the covers. 21 overs are left in the innings. He's cleared the infield. 4 runs.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
He's not going to reach that. Martin has scored 50 off 35 balls.
That was good cricket from the batsman. He placed it, didn't try to hit it too hard.
Martin waiting at the striker's end. Tucked off his legs. That'll be 4 more for Martin. He found the gap with precision.
The batsman wasn't going to miss that opportunity. He was on it in a flash.
Johnson continues. He watched that onto the bat perfectly.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
Johnson continues. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Johnson. And they were diving for cover in the stand there.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
20 overs are left for Australia. He smashed that away. Super shot by Lehman.
It's tough for the bowlers on a pitch like this, as there really is no margin for error.
Good stroke for 4. Cut that one with great power.
He cut that away with great power, but also good control. Almost the perfect square cut.
It'll be 4 more to the total.
Magnificent shot. The on drive is one of the hardest shots to play, and he's one of the great exponents of it.
Johnson is after it, steered expertly into the gap. Another single to Lehman. It's straight to a fielder. Martin waiting at the striker's end. Curtly is chasing that one, pushed through the covers. They've turned that into 2, that's good running. Anderson now has figures of 10 overs, 0 maidens, none for 95. He goes over the top. Lehman very quickly onto that one.
What a good placement. No one at home, over the top for 4.
Johnson continues. That's over the infield and racing away for 4. That takes the partnership between these 2 batsmen past 50. They've batted really well.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
He's smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. Australia move on to 352.
He hit that over the field superbly.
Anderson is in to shoot. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. There's just one there. It's straight to a fielder. 11 runs came from that over. Clark is after that one. He's got it into the gap. Just 1 run. Vaughan is in to shoot. Stroke through the covers. Another run to Martin. A single to Lehman. An easy single there to Martin. Picked up very early by Lehman.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
Flintoff with the final ball of his spell. Vaughan is after it, pushed into the gap. That's 2 more runs on the board. Bowling figures for Flintoff. 10 overs, 0 maidens, 1 for 128. Flintoff is chasing that one. Nice shot down the ground. One more to Martin. It's straight at Solanke. Johnson continues. Johnson is not impressed.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
Johnson to Lehman. Just 1 run. One more for Martin. The score is now 3 for 370. Clark is chasing that one. The fielder will cut that off. Two more for Lehman. 7 runs came from that over for Australia.
A good mix of hitting and controlled strokes here today by Australia.
That's gone high in the air. Flintoff is after it, but it'll drop safely. There's just 1 there. Giles to Lehman. Lehman waiting at the striker's end. Trescothick is in pursuit. Lehman just guides the ball down to third man. One run to Lehman. A single to Martin. And the end of the over. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Johnson. Martin will have 1 eye on his 100 now.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs. Super shot by Martin.
What a clever piece of batting. He picked a safe area and just lifted it over the infield.
Flintoff is after that one. A couple there to Martin. McGrath is after it.
Run!
Two more to Martin. Johnson continues. Flintoff is after that one.
Run!
Fielded by the man at long on. 2 runs to Martin. 16 runs came from that over by Johnson. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. That's 50 for Lehman.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
Stopped in the covers. Lehman facing. Cut behind square. Another single to Lehman.
That's poor cricket. He took his eye off the ball.
There's just one there. Anderson is in to shoot. Swept down to fine leg. Fielded down at fine leg by Anderson. That takes the partnership between these two batsmen past 100. It's been great entertainment for this crowd. Flintoff is chasing that one. Flintoff cuts that off. One more for Martin. 13 overs are left for Australia. Flintoff is after it. Australia move on to 401. He's smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. Martin very quickly onto that one.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
He's cleared the infield. 4 runs. That brings up his century.
A bit uppish, but safe enough. 4 runs.
Martin facing. Played into the gap. Hit straight to a fielder. 1 run to Martin. Johnson continues. Out.
That was a loose shot. He'll be kicking himself about that one.
Johnson gets his 2nd wicket. This was the end of the innings for Lehman. Australia are 4 down now for 410.
That was a big innings. Absolutely priceless too.
12 overs are left in the innings.
This quick format will ensure they set the opposition a big target, as long as this can last the innings.
Flintoff is after that one. Flintoff out at long off. They've turned that into 2. That's good running. Comfortably held by Giles.
That was a really good effort by the fielder. He did well to cling on to it.
Giles gets his 1st wicket. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Martin scored 106 runs from 62 balls. Flintoff is chasing that one. Flintoff out at long on. That's 2 more runs on the board. Giles continues. Reed is in to shoot. There'll be runs here. It's straight at Reed. Just 1 run. Flintoff is after it. Fielded by Flintoff. Fine running by those 2 batsmen. Bevan.
Well, Richie, consistent running of that quality will really put pressure on the fielders out there.
7 runs came from that over. Is after that one. An easy single there to Bevan. Safely taken by Triscothing.
It might have looked easy, but it wasn't.
That's the third wicket now for Johnson. This was how the innings ended for Simons. Simons goes for only 3.
He wasn't there for very long, as his score shows.
McGrath is chasing that one. Just push back past the bowler. Just 1 run. It's straight at Flintoff. Bevan facing. Flintoff is in to shoot. It's straight to a fielder. There's just 1 there. Bowling figures for Johnson: 7 overs, 0 maidens, 3 for 81. Hogg facing. Giles to bowl to Hogg. Stopped by Triscothing. A single to, he looked as if he was home to me. Giles to Bevan. Kirtley, that one, cut away. Kirtley doing the fielding. An easy single there to Bevan. He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs. That's the first boundary for Hogg.
He picked that up nicely, and it's got him 4.
It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Just 1 run. Giles has bowled 4 overs, 0 maidens, 1 for 26. It's straight to a fielder. 1 more to Hogg. McGrath is in to shoot, forced off the back foot. McGrath out at long off. There's just 1 there. Swept away. It's straight at Kirtley. Johnson continues. Stopped by Kirtley. Johnson continues.
Oh dear, that's a terrible misfield. More runs to the batting team.
A single to Hogg. Bevan moves into double figures with those runs.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
7 runs were picked up from that over by Bevan. Giles continues. Giles to Hogg. Cut behind square. One run to Hogg. Stopped in the covers. Bevan facing. Oh, that's gone a long way. He picked that up beautifully.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
7 overs are left for Australia. Flintoff is after it. Stopped by Flintoff. There's just one there. Played into the gap. One more for Bevan. Through the slips.
He'll be looking long and hard at the captain after that. If only a fielder had been there.
Hogg waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight to a fielder. Johnson continues. Australia move on to 450. Flintoff is chasing that one. Just one run. That over cost 8 runs. There it goes. Vaughan is underneath it and takes it comfortably.
It took an age to come down. The batsman really skied that one.
Giles gets his second wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. Bevan eventually goes for 19.
Now that the tail is exposed, they need to keep it tight in the field and not give away any bonus runs.
Giles to bowl to Lee. An easy single there to Lee. Hogg facing. And the end of the over. Hit straight at Flintoff. Clark to Lee. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Clark. That's the first boundary for Lee.
Well, he used his feet brilliantly there and lifted it high over the boundary.
That's over the infield and racing away for 4. Super shot by Lee.
He hit that over the field superbly.
Play it away with comfort. Another run to Lee. Gets away.
He beat the batsman comprehensively, but the ball just didn't go to hand.
Hogg has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. Hogg waiting at the striker's end. Steered expertly into the gap. A single to Hogg. That's the end of the 45th over. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Giles.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
Giles continues. Giles to Hogg. That's straight up in the air. That was well held. It was in the air a long time.
That was an important catch. He did very well to hang on to it.
Giles gets his third wicket. This was how the innings ended for Hogg. So then, that's the end of Hogg.
That's not a good way to get out, and that will be playing on his mind.
Up and over and 4 runs. Those are the first runs for Gillespie.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
9 runs came from that over. Clark to bowl to Gillespie.
Run!
Hit straight at Flintoff. There's just one there. An easy catch.
Well, he just picked the fielder out perfectly with that shot.
Clark gets his first wicket. This was the end of the innings for Lee. Lee goes for only 12. Just 1 run. Giles is not going to reach that. That's the first boundary for McGrath.
That was a poor ball, and it got the treatment it deserved.
Clark to bowl to McGrath. Pushed into the gap. One run to McGrath. 8 runs came from that over by Clark. McGrath is in pursuit. McGrath out at long off. They've turned that into 2. That's good running. He goes over the top. Really struck that well.
What a clever piece of batting. He picked a safe area and just lifted it over the infield.
There it goes. But it'll drop safely. Another single to McGrath. Straight back past the bowler. One more to Gillespie. And that's out. Caught by Anderson.
Straight down the fielder's throat. The batsman will be kicking himself.
Giles has taken 4 wickets now. This was how the wicket fell. Australia are all out for 494.
That total has left the match finely balanced. That certainly gives the bowlers something to defend.
England require 495 to win. That's it. That's the end of the match. So to sum up then, Australia win by 96 runs.